What's up, man?
Tell them what you weigh.
277.5. I'm down nearly, that's 10, basically.
That's a dime. 10. Give me a 10.
Yeah. So,
how does it feel?
It feels great. You know what I did is that.
You actually adhered to the diet?
No, well, I think it's actually, I stopped trying to like hit the number and I just try to like eat a little bit more intuitively, but still track. Like I did it in reverse instead of being like,
oh no.
do you know what I mean? And then I cut out, like this morning, I sent you a picture. I had steak and berries. I'm on that guy. We're going to show clips later, but like you feel full when you eat like 2 cups of berries and a big thing of steak, and that's it.
Yeah. And berries are so low calorie. You can have a cup of blueberries. It's only 42 calories.
It's the ultimate, frozen blueberries are the ultimate diet hack, I think.
It's pretty amazing. I have frozen blueberries with yogurt after I work out, and I feel great every single time.
It tastes like, takes me back to the pinkberry days.
Yeah.
Remember 2010, pinkberry was hot.
All the frozen yogurt was hot in 2010.
I used to go alone. It'd be all
it's
couples.
not alone food.
Not when you're 6'7", just like, want my treat.
What size pinkberry would you get? Large?
Man, I would be like, let me get the medium. Just kidding. Let me get, the bucket. But yeah, it feels good. I'm down. I also did, who's that guy that we're going to talk about? The little
Ryan Fisher.
Yeah, Ryan Fisher. So I did the Ryan Fisher ab workout, and I feel like there's some abs being formed here, especially mid. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that kind of motivated me to be like, all right, like act right.
Describe to the listener what the ab workout was.
You do a plank for 40 seconds, then you got 20 seconds off, then you have to hang and do like toes to bar for 40 seconds, and then you're off for 20 seconds, and then you repeat.
You can do toes to bar?
No. My toes go up to like nipple.
Okay.
And I can only do 10 seconds. And I've only done it twice, but the second time I could make it like 35 seconds.
That's not bad.
But my toes are nowhere near the bar. They're chest level, but you don't want to swing. You want to be like just kind of.
You want to be hollowed out. You want to keep this hollow position. I can't do his ab workout, so I take his training. I do full body aesthetics, which is his 5-day heavy lifting. Mm-hmm. CrossFitters have another level of ab because all CrossFit ab training is through the entire range of motion. Yes. So when you watch them doing sit-ups, they're doing it on like that, like the horse bench or whatever. So they're going all the way. So they get the ab like
thick. They get that thick ab that's like, when you have those abs, you go, wait, there's like a lot here that it's funny that it's a big part of your body. And then a lot of people just go, at the end, I'll do a couple butterfly, like half-ass it. But
I feel like if you really want to get dope abs, it's about forming the connection between your like lower body and your hip flexors with your lower abs. Because anybody can have these, right?
Yeah.
These are fine. But where it's hard to formulate is down here.
Yeah.
I have a suspicion that our guest is going to have the complete package of abs.
Our guest I've known for a long time, and he's got the best, top 5 bodies I've ever been around. definitely top white guy body.
I love it though when there's not even a joke that you can make. It's just like, this guy is just a hot fucking dude.
Well, this is why we got into this business. It's because we love hot dudes and we love hot girls.
Mostly hot dudes.
Yeah, mainly hot dudes, honestly. But I was at the gym yesterday, and I'm telling you, there still is that there's a lot of naked girls at the gym. It's a lot. They just don't wear clothes anymore. They don't care. They're just out here.
Now, is it the leggings that isolate each ass cheek, or is there something else going on?
No, it's the legging that goes all the way up the butt cheek, and then it's like a backless sports bra.
Yeah.
So the whole back is exposed. The shorts are short, and they're up the ass. And I'm like, I'm motivated to what do you think is going to get me fired from this podcast? What do you? That's fine, probably.
No, I think
I appreciate the body, and there's hot dudes there too that are jacked as hell. That helps too. But how are you doing, old big boy? You're on the way down now. You're already down to 174.
Yeah, I don't know if I actually bulked that much. I feel like I just look like the same. I don't feel as jacked, so I'm kind of working that out on my own.
Yeah,
I'm 174.8. I think that I'm actually probably more realistically like 176, but I am losing weight faster because I'm not sleeping because the kid is not sleeping.
Oh, a little regression, a little sleep regression.
Little fucking regression. Getting up at 3. It's rough at the house.
Yeah,
but
that's tough.
I feel good. I feel strong in the gym. I'm doing a new mobility thing. I'm doing that range of strength guy that we've mentioned.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. You're going to do a dunk and then drop into the splits?
I don't want to be able to.
Woo! He's like, if you complete my program in 12 weeks, you too will be gay. That's the goal.
He's like, they're all kind of strange, the stretch, because I just want to be able to sit cross-legged on the floor with my son without it being a fucking issue.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I don't want to get like weird neck issues and Achilles stuff like you. So you've been like a real
dude. My neck has been awesome. I don't want to spoil anything. Hold on. Yeah, are you here? All right, cool. We're gonna get you. We'll be right out. I'm very excited. The guest is here. Yeah.
Let me stretch the back a little bit.
Look at the delts. I mean,
It's awesome. Yeah.
Will, not to stop
Strategic
you
humble
because
brag.
you haven't officially started again, but
Yeah.
Will had the face of a fat kid who has been denied chocolate for a month, and then they brought him a giant Easter egg chocolate when you walked in. He was just like,
I love
my
being
God.
around like impressive physiques. Bro.
Oh,
What can I say?
wow. Thank you.
What can I say?
Well,
man.
this started after like 2 full years of just sharing Instagram content back and forth of just like jacked guys.
Are we?
welcome.
Yeah. Let's start. So I want to welcome to the pod one of my best friends, a fantastically jacked person, and
Swole.
someone that's his own successful fitness podcast,
Oh, hey,
among
thank you.
other things.
Yeah.
The professional athlete,
Yep.
Ken Gunter. Everybody, woo!
Pleasure to be here.
Let's roll.
Wow.
Let's roll the intro. Yeah.
Ooh.
We got a little.
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Dude, let's go. Now we're talking.
Power blocks.
Did you sing this song?
No, I did not. However, little known fact, I did sing the original intro.
Oh yeah.
So
I remember that.
That's Patrick Sweeney, one of my favorite artists. He's been grinding for like 25 years. So actually, he was coming to Philly. I saw it on, I was like SeatGeek or StubHub, and I was so jacked. Yeah. And I was so fired up that he was coming to town. I was like, I got to get tickets. I got to get good tickets. And so I was stressing about it. And then finally the day comes and I have Sonia, my wife, all, you know what I mean, gassed up and ready to go. Turns out he's not as popular as I thought he was. We walk into a bar. They're like, "What concert?" They're like, "Oh, maybe it's like upstairs."
That's awesome.
They're like,
Open
"Walk
night.
around the back." Yeah. So I mean, it was literally me and like 4 other fanboys. But he played like a stadium packed to 60,000 people. It was amazing.
This has happened like 3 times in my life, but where I was booked based on like from somebody I didn't know, being like, "Yeah, we like your comedy," and I'm like, "But who do you know?" Like we're thinking you could perform here because we like you, and I'm like, "Huh?" Like, because usually it's the other way around. So
Right.
you made that guy's life by being like pumped to be there.
Yeah, and he's, he is a big deal. I'm if he's listening, I want him to know, like, I respect the game. This is great. I love the art.
Yeah.
I love the setup.
Thanks, man.
What do you think about the Sav Dog's body? He's down 10 pounds officially today. and
What are we at? So we started at.
We
So
started at 287.
Yeah.
We're at 277.5.
Oh, nice.
But there was a period where I hit 293.
recently?
Yeah. So the 293 body was eat whatever you want, drink whatever you want, and then just lift heavy.
Seems like a good plan to get to
So, like,
293.
Just on the road, like beer, anything, and then no plan lifting, just like go in there and have fun and like throw like a lot of weight around. So
His regular dinner was 2 ribeye steaks back to back.
Really?
yeah, and you know what's a scam is salad, because here's
All
what
right, no, I want to hear this.
Alyssa would make a salad.
Yep.
She's firing in just unmeasured olive oil. I don't
Okay.
really even want it. And then 2 steaks.
Yeah.
And then maybe some potatoes.
Okay.
So in my mind, I'm like, protein, little carbs, whatever, salad. And it's probably like 2,000 calories just for dinner.
And just so we're on the same page, you think in that scenario the salad is the issue?
Well, because it's empty, right? It's like if you're doing it every night, you're throwing on 300 extra.
That reminds me of the type of person who thinks they got a good deal because something was on sale.
Yeah. Yep.
But it's like you still actually spent way more money than you were ever planning. No.
Yeah, you're like,
that sounds like a recipe for packing on the LBs.
So-
It's the same thing that happens. Guys get on the carnivore or the keto, and then
Right.
they're just like, oh, I'm just going to identify protein and fat, protein and fat, protein and fat.
and then you stop doing it and you go, plus I'll eat some bread. So then you're really on like
And I'll crush
high
like
fat,
30
high protein,
beers.
high carb at the same time.
Yeah.
So now it's just calories per day.
Is that what you're doing?
Yep.
To get down?
It was 3,000. Now it's 2,500
Okay.
with 250 protein.
Yeah.
And that's it. Tracking to MyFitnessPal. The drinking
it's
has been
it's working.
up and down. Well, the face is thin for me, and I'm coming down. But we had the big family tragedy. Rick passed away, and then like literally people were just shipping chicken parm like pallets.
Yeah.
And one day I came in and it was like I'd been to the hospital and it was just like banana pudding, like a crate of banana pudding, and I'm like, boom, doing that.
Yeah, dude.
So not to make excuses, but now I'm back at it, and we got a month till our reunion, and I'm like at least trying to look like okay.
Get it tight. Well, I've always felt, because I don't know if the listeners have any background on our past living situations.
Go into it.
So we lived together out of college. We even shared a fake bookshelf. We were happy to go down that road if you'd like.
Yeah.
But I've always felt that you would have been an excellent offensive lineman.
Wow.
You've got a big frame.
Yeah.
Clearly nimble, at high level of athleticism, played professional basketball, but you just naturally can pack on the weight.
Yeah, good and bad. So it's like I agree with you.
Perfect height for a left tackle too, like 6'7". You're cerebral. If you got up to like 320,
no question.
yeah,
we could easily get you to 320.
Yeah. No.
330. No, we get you in an SEC program,
Dude, so my
sophomore year.
My middle school teammate, who's my height, ninth grade, was like, fuck basketball, we're playing football.
Yeah.
Got big. Jamie Richard played at Buffalo and then Patriots, Colts.
There you go.
Lineman. Like he started under center for Peyton Manning. Like the frames are like our skeletons are probably identical.
No, I'm not exaggerating. Like people would probably.
And I'm not trying to be like a thin guy, but I do want to get down to like in the 250s, and then I'll just feel better. Like we talked about, we're all dads here.
How many kids do you have?
One.
All right.
Yeah, he's
how
like
old?
easy.
8 months.
Oh,
the
so
best,
you're in
dude.
the thick of it. Yeah. It starts getting fun at 8 months for sure.
But it's like you just feel like shit, and you just are like, this sucks. I want to like have energy. So that side of it, like it's only 10 pounds. It's not like that much, but
once
I
you
feel
drop
better.
down to 20, like when you get down to like 265 range, you're gonna get like plateau for a little bit, and we're gonna bring you back up to maintenance. But then you're gonna want to go. Because it's gonna be summer and you're gonna be ready. You're gonna be really feeling the Sav Dog.
I feel amazing right now. I got a new content plan.
Yep.
I want to get into all that, but we want to know what you do.
Oh, let's talk
That's
about
what we want to know. What do you eat? For which we start, eat or
Have you ever
lift?
been fat? Have you had a good body your entire life? Because he strikes me as good body his entire life type of guy.
Yeah.
So I'll say this. Definitely have a predisposition to be like lean, definitely high metabolism. My challenge when I was younger was like putting on weight.
So would you be rail thin if you had not like really made the effort to bulk up?
You know what? Like now, I think the lowest I could probably get down to is like 200.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's because of all the work I did and all the years leading up to it, and I just couldn't get below that threshold. But no, I was always muscular, but I was like fit and athletic. Like I would be like I was like a fast twitch kid. So I love sprinting, love jumping. You know what I mean?
Fast white guy.
Fast white guy.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah, it's all relative. Fast when compared to other white guys. Yeah. So my challenge was always putting on weight. Now that like I'm a little older, a little more sedentary, now I can put on weight. This is kind of the first time in my life where I feel like I really need to start paying attention.
Oh, wow.
So my thing is I'll actually lose weight if I'm not working out. If that makes sense. Like, I guess, you know what I mean? Like I have to work to keep it on versus, trying to keep it off.
I worked for a guy, the most intimidating boss that I've ever had because he's fucking yoked. And like he like did Murph back to back. He got second place in a Murph and then did it again for like fun.
Yeah.
He had to get shoulder surgery, and it went from watching like Chris Evans' body to like, I was like, oh, you were, because I could identify, I could see who he was perfectly. He's a French guy. It's just like, you were like a rail thin, fucking pimple faced freshman. And then you're overcompensating for that to be fucking Captain America every day.
Yep.
And it was this like crazy realization because he just totally thinned out when he couldn't work out.
Yeah.
I fucking wish, dude.
Yeah, but we both
You're
have
in
had,
great shape here, though.
But
No.
me and Will have both had incredibly like sloppy party periods. Like we have
Okay.
old pictures of Will where you're
Yeah.
like,
Oh my god.
actually, Will had one of the best glow ups in comedy because early Will comedy was he hadn't shaved the head yet, so he
Okay.
was like receding hairline, beard,
40
just kinda
pounds heavier.
holding a tall boy, 40 pounds heavier, like hanging out, and then he like came back from the pandemic just like ripped.
Love
and now it's like,
Yeah,
It's the
dude.
best, dude.
Downtime.
yeah.
Well, we talk
2
about it
years
all
of
the
it.
time. Like, we used to look at Tom Segura's Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to be sexy now. He realized he got funny. He got all the money. It's just like being funny is overrated.
But everybody-
I just wanna
he's
look
on-
good.
He's on the
Everybody gets
Bezos
rich.
plan.
Everybody gets rich turns to wellness because they go,
Yeah.
what else is there? And they go, I still want to look like that guy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just happens. But so
I think so.
what
What
do
do you do?
What do you lift?
What do you
how do you
eat?
sleep and what do you eat? And you can start anywhere.
I've got a lot of thoughts on
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
A lot of thoughts on this. So, I want to go back to something you said about like the type of diet,
Yes.
like keto, carnivore. I'm not a big diet person. I more feel like whatever decision I want to make, I want it to be sustainable, like
Yeah.
long term. And I feel like what's tough about a lot of those is people might get results, but it's like, you know, what do you do when you start traveling?
Yeah.
What do you do when you're at a wedding and, you know, there's not your lettuce wrap with like tri-tip? Like, actually,
Yes.
there might be that at a wedding.
Yeah.
That might be exactly where you'd find it. But so I've never like, you know, been really like rigorous in terms of I only eat these things. I have made a change in probably the last year and a half that has been huge in terms of just improving my quality of life. I started doing like the time restricted eating.
Ooh.
So a lot of people call it intermittent fasting, you know, whatever, not to be a dick, but it's like intermittent fasting would be more like, oh, you know, one day a week I do like a 24-hour fast,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Time restricted eating is what most people are talking about when they'll go like 14 to 16 hours without eating.
Yeah.
So for me, I was always the person who was like, I cannot skip breakfast. I will never skip a meal. I can't go more than like 2
Do
hours
you wake
without
up
eating.
starving?
So I don't anymore. So that's the thing.
But in college you did. Because I did.
Oh,
I remember
probably, yeah.
18 to
Yeah.
24, like playing.
Yeah.
I would wake up with hunger pains, starving every day. Like,
So that's a
get
good-
me food now.
You're growing still, probably.
Well, we were
and
out there running and
super
burning.
active.
Yeah, yeah.
Like even just walking, like
Yeah.
how much walking did we do?
But
now
that
I'm like in
habit
front
is
of a
ingrained
computer.
to me. Like get up and eat because you're starving. So I've done intermittent fasting or time restricted eating before, and it's like just listening to my body and going like, wait, I'm not hungry right now, and just
Yeah.
waiting a little bit. I think that like there's some good in it.
Well, here's what I would say. The reason it was like such an improvement for me was I was starting to get really tired in the afternoon. Like I was getting to the point where after I ate lunch, I mean, there were some days it was like hard to keep my eyes open. So I was just getting so sluggish. I was like, something needs to change. So I went on this whole like, I got to get my sleep right. I have to eat better. Like I have to change all these things because something's not working.
Yeah. Yeah, we always are texting each other and recovering. Yeah.
Dude, give me
new
a
Whoop
group.
Group, new Whoop Group, yes. It's called Boner Boys. He did.
Yes, done. I love it. Best thing that came out of this. So the biggest thing I noticed when I started switching to, you know, intermittent fasting, time restricted eating is like I didn't crash in the afternoon anymore.
What's your window?
So now I'm doing like 16 hours. So let's say I've got 3 young kids. So we eat pretty early. Their bedtime's early. We're usually done eating around like 7. I won't eat until like 11 a.m. the next day. Like I'll have a black coffee when I wake up. But now, I mean, after a year and a half, like I don't even think twice about it. And for whatever reason, even if I got like 4 hours of sleep, like let's say I got a terrible night's sleep,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, I don't crash in the afternoon anymore.
Yeah.
I bet that. That's kind of what. So so if you know this guy Brian Johnson, he's trying to reverse his epigenetic age.
Oh, yes, I do. I know of him. Yes.
So I got put on to his shit, and obviously you can't do things the way Brian Johnson
He's
does.
eating like algae.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he's a vegan.
He's doing like
he
40
doesn't-
pills in the
Yeah.
morning. Like legitimately 40.
His eating window is 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. So he goes to bed at 9.
Right.
So he's like, I need to have at least 10 hours of not eating so that I can. But he scored 100% sleep score on Whoop for 30 days straight.
I know
Really?
this guy.
Yeah. So I was just like, maybe I should take something from this. So when we're potting and I don't have to make dinner for wife and baby,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm eating at work at 3 p.m. and I'm cruising through. My next meal will be when I wake up at 5:45.
Wow.
So today I had my berry and steak breakfast. sirloin, and two cups of frozen berries.
Okay.
And then for lunch, I had sashimi and a little bit of brown rice.
Oh yeah.
And that's all I've eaten today, and I'm not hungry. And it's like in the past, I would have never made it. And the other thing I want to say is that we've been on a cold shower.
Oh, dude, you're speaking my language.
Can we?
I would love to go down this road with you.
Should we play the clip, the cold shower clip? Is that too hard to do?
Yeah. We have clips.
Where is it?
It's the one where the old man's like looking at the thing, because we're going into that.
This one?
No. There's an old man looking directly in a camera with Russell Brand. Oh yeah. Play this one, and then
Wim
we'll talk.
Hof.
And then we'll
We
talk.
know Wim Hof.
Yeah, then we'll talk
let's
cold
go.
shower. So let's let this play, and then we'll talk about it.
Essentially, a lot of your work, or like your method, your ideal, is that there is power in us already, and the power has become crushed. It has become dormant. There are ways of awakening this power. I, as you know, have the good fortune to have regular ice baths and regular and
How far are you now?
I've done 10 minutes and
And
still
just
my
never
record. What do you
interacted
think
with
I should aim
video
for?
camera before.
15 tomorrow.
15 tomorrow.
Yes.
When I come out, I feel very, very, well, cold. Is how I feel. Like, what do I do when I get out?
You do the horse stance.
Show me.
What? Horse stance, karate.
Oh, he'll show us. Yes.
Legs down.
Yep. All right, that's enough of that. So
I think I got the gist.
tell me
yeah.
about the cold plunge in your life.
All right.
Plunge or shower?
So right now, shower. I should also say we live in Bucks County, and I'm on a well.
Okay.
So that cold shower is cold. In the
Yeah, but
winter.
also you got more room than anybody in this room. You got to have a tub, man.
I know,
You
we're
gotta-
gonna get one.
You have a pool. Just go jump in the
well,
pool.
yeah. So the pool's opening this week.
You should go
I'm
jump
gonna
it in the
cold plunge.
winter.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Are you doing this first thing in the morning?
First thing in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm trying to even think how I got to like where I am now. But I basically went on this path where I was getting burned out. I was stressed. Like I still like if you like saw me on the street, you'd be like, wow, that guy keeps himself in great shape. But like I was like, something was not sustainable and like something had to change. So I was like, okay, what's the one thing that affects, all the other things I do in my life, right? And I even like total nerd, I made like a Venn diagram, right? All the things that I wanted to be better at, all the things that weren't working. And when I did that, like the thing that kind of kept grouping in the middle was around sleep. Like sleep will improve my performance. It'll make me a better dad. I'll be less irritable, right? So I was like, all right, I need to hone in on my sleep, and I will get to the cold shower question.
No, this is great.
This is
I'm
what we're
good?
about,
Great.
yeah.
This is the
Okay.
This is the best 5 minutes of this podcast so far. We've had some real shit. No, it's great. Keep going.
No, so I was like, all right. So this was 2 years ago. I'm like, I'm going to focus on nothing other than just like improving my sleep. So I started, I went through the stuff that I think most people are aware of. I was like, all right, well, no devices before bed. Like I'm going to stop looking at my phone, or if we're going to watch TV, I'm going to put on
There
like.
goes my
got the blue
vibrator.
light. Blue light glasses.
Blue light glasses, right? Because we love to watch a little TV before bed. So I was like, okay, check that box. I think maybe it's helping, but I don't really know. The next thing I was like, well, why do I keep waking up throughout the night? And I was one of those piss all the time.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a really good book. Oh God, what's his name? He worked with like Cristiano Ronaldo. He worked with like British cycling. He works with all these elite level athletes to
Why We
optimize their
Sleep
sleep.
guy?
Nathan Hill. I'll think of it. And we can link to it. But I talked to him, and one of the recommendations that he made that just made a lot of sense. He's like, well, stop drinking water so close to bed.
Yeah.
He's like, stop drinking water like an hour and a half, 2 hours
But you know
before.
what? It's because a lot of people are super. I used to drink water while I slept.
Oh, it's what, that's what my wife does.
Overnight, you just like wake up and drink because you're so dehydrated. I used to go to bed with a big glass of water and drink it throughout. Like that's so insane that you're like.
I agree.
Yeah.
But so I think, just again, common sense. So if we did like a better job hydrating throughout the day, that probably wouldn't be necessary. And so now, like, I made it a real so anyways, like trying to improve my sleep, it kind of like started to force me to improve all these other things like hydration. I was like, all right, well, same thing.
Drinking.
If I'm going to stop, oh man.
And the drinking went way down for everybody sitting at this table.
Yeah.
Because the second you wear this thing and you have like 4 beers,
And you see what
it's
it
like
does?
12%. And you're
it
like,
freaks
God
you
damn
out.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, and I like, this in combination with the kid, it's like I can't imagine anything worse than having like a when he's having a meltdown day,
Right.
being hungover on top of it.
Yeah.
Because then
It's bad.
everything that
I can imagine
do,
it.
Parenting hungover. That's the thing. And like, not everyone in this room has kids, but like when you're one of the first people to have kids and everyone is still living life the same way and they can't understand why you don't want to stay out an extra hour. It's like, because that kid is getting up at 6 a.m. no matter what we do between now and then. And
So-
I'm either like a zombie, but either way, like I have to be present and accountable for this kid.
Both Kenny and my other friend Kevin had kids like mid-20s, like mid to early 20s.
That's badass.
And I was, I'm a selfish guy, so I'd be like, what? Blah, blah, blah.
I want to do
And now that I've crossed this line into being a father, like I was hanging out at this show and these young comics are like, yeah, I mean, we're going to go here and hang and there and hang. And I'm like, I don't hang anymore, but I'll email the booker. I got to go home. And not only that, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, your life is stupid. You young people, your life is dumb.
Go
and
accomplish
meaningless.
something. You should be lighting the world on fire. Go start a business. Go save somebody.
No, like, I don't know, because this thing. And I go, your normal Friday is like me winning the lottery in terms of time.
Absolutely. You might get one of those days a year.
And then, of course, like, you and also like, Kevin is just like, told you so,
welcome.
buddy. Like, I'm like,
It's nice. It's nice to watch the transition. But yeah, so sleep. So really common stuff, right? Like cut down on like device time right before bed. I'm like pretty ruthless with that. So like if you text me after like 8:30, there's a good chance I'm just not going to respond.
What time do you put your head down to sleep?
Yeah, I try to be asleep by 10.
Okay.
So that means like I stop using my phone at 8:30. It's not like I guess it is kind of a hard fast rule for me, but
That's a good rule. Improves your marriage. Like you be like by yourself for a second. Like it's
huge.
I'm trying to get there. I have to look at something right before I pass out.
Yeah. My problem is I'm one of those people that like if I'm going to look at my phone, it can't be anything that's going to get my wheels turning.
Yeah.
Like whether it be like a project or work or something, because like I will just sit there and my wheels will just like start going.
I wonder if anybody has switched back to analog porn. You know what I mean? They're like, I gotta sleep better, so I got Playboy again. You know what I mean?
I feel like there's a business to be had there.
Like it's for wellness. It's for
everybody going back to flip phones. There's got to be the analog porn guy.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I've been bad on my phone. I know it's a change because of basketball. Like I get an email or something I want to respond to.
Yeah.
But for a while, I'd put it on the charger and just like be with Alyssa and Henry. But then for a while, I was just like, I'm back on it, and it's so bad. And I'm back on Twitter for some reason, and I hate it.
Yeah.
I was off Twitter for 2 years completely, and now I just scroll. I'm like driving. I'm like, what? Like,
And that's the thing. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like my wife showed me TikTok, and not that she goes on TikTok, but I mean, like I looked up and in like 45 minutes had gone by, and I was like,
bro.
what the hell just happened? So
It's
it's almost like I know that about myself that I'm like, all right, I'm just going to like not even give myself the opportunity to get caught up.
But then you lift every morning right away. You have your own
so
Iron
I changed
Paradise.
it.
Yeah, because you.
So what are you doing lifting? What's your philosophy? Because to fill in the people who don't listen to your podcast, you basically interview experts,
right,
and are like, what should I do as like. The concept is you're a professional in your life, but you're not a professional athlete. So how do you basically train like a professional athlete, but you're a normal guy, right?
Yeah, and like again, to bring it back to what I was saying earlier, I had this realization probably when my daughter was like 2 or 3. I was fucking tired, irritable. I wasn't sleeping. I could just tell like stress was starting to pile up, and I just had this. I was like, man, this should probably be the best time of my life.
Yeah,
and it doesn't feel that way right now. And so, for me, I kind of had this thought. I was like, so I played football in college, right? Of course, would have loved to play in the NFL. Princeton guy just got drafted, by the way. I don't know if you guys caught that.
I saw that.
6th round of the Bengals.
I was with the Bengals guy when it happened.
Really?
And he goes, you know this guy? And I'm like, no, I don't watch football.
Kid's a stud. Kid's a stud. So, but I was like, you know what? I was like, if I had been a professional athlete, like I know that I would be doing things completely differently. I would be taking great care of myself. I would be making sure I got adequate rest. I was hydrated. I was like, there's no doubt in my mind that my role as like a father to my daughter at that time, or being a husband to my wife, like is way more important than me being a professional athlete. So why am I showing up half-ass every day in the way that I'm taking care of myself? Right? Like what if I approached my life from the standpoint that I want to try and be the best version of myself? What do I need to do in terms of either preparation or approach to do that? So that's what kind of like started this whole thing for me. And then I started looking at nutrition and sleep, and I just kept becoming really interested in like, well, what are like professional athletes doing to optimize their sleep, right? Or optimize their nutrition or optimize their training. As dads and professionals, like we only have so much time to actually work out. If I get 45 minutes, like how do I get the most bang for my buck? And what I found is like I just kept getting so excited about like these new approaches, like what people were doing. And when I tell my buddies, I was like, man, there's like, there's something here. Like, so anyways, so that kind of sent me down this path of just like, how can I kind of keep, people were probably like, this guy's fucking nuts. It must be exhausting to live this way. But I was like, how do I just keep like optimizing what I'm doing so that when I do have time to dedicate it to something, I'm making the most of it, whether it's sleep, rest, whatever. But sleep has been, when I'm getting good sleep,
it's everything.
It's just so noticeable, right?
How many hours are you averaging?
Probably closer to 7.
That's really good.
You think so? Okay.
I get 6.5.
Yeah.
He gets like fucking 9 sometimes. Yo, when he
Yeah,
first
man.
got
Sometimes you get
Henry,
5.
sometimes you get 5, but like you're the only person. When you had Henry in the first 6 months, I would check up on you and you'd be like 9.5 hours. I was just like, the fuck, and it would be like 97% recovery, and that's when you establish yourself as the king of fucking recovery.
King.
I love it. I love it. I wish I could sleep for 9
Well,
hours.
the other thing is you got to be cold. So sometimes I can't sleep like sitting down.
I want to
and
get that chili pad.
So I invested in the 8 sleep. Have any of you guys ever tried it?
No, what is
So
it?
that was the biggest thing. So my wife is always freezing at night, and I'm always sweating my ass off.
It's
so-
both either side.
Yeah. So like pre this, you can imagine like how that went.
Yeah.
Duvet, extra blanket, like. So I was like, look, like I really want to improve my sleep. Like this is not sustainable. I was like, I'm way too hot at night. Let's invest in one of these mattresses. Exactly. So the 8 sleep, it's like divided in half.
Oh, I want it.
Oh my god, I highly
You have
recommend
a
it.
cooling mattress underneath you.
Highly recommend it.
Does it change throughout the night?
Yes. So what's really cool is it.
Sponsorship opportunity.
Yeah, hey, 8 sleep. It changes throughout the night. So like my bed starts out pretty cold. And then as you go through the night, like it kind of like guides you. It's like, hey, look, for deep sleep, you want to be in this range. And then as you progress throughout the night, we're going to change it to this. So it actually like it changes temperature throughout the night. It's incredible. So I think that has made a huge difference.
Yeah, I just sleep closer to the AC unit. That's how we do that. So I block it.
No, but I just started like, again, like you could get as crazy with it as you want. I just tried to take a logical approach of like, what are the things I think are waking me up? Like I'm peeing too much. I wake up hot and I throw the blankets off. Like, can I correct those 2 things and maybe sleep a little bit better?
Dude, I got the pillow cube.
Ooh.
And it's money. And it's
Cold
actually,
pillow?
because we were talking about my neck before you came in, because I have
yeah.
2 slip discs. No, it's just like a square pillow that like jams right up in here. And I legitimately,
I love it.
yeah, I legitimately like was going down the path of neck surgery, and now I'm not. Another great
Pillow
sponsorship opportunity.
Pillow Cube.
Come at us, Pillow Cube. Bleep all the times I said Pillow Cube out, Mike. Bleep that out till they come to the table.
Yes, make them earn that pub.
But it's like, I don't know why it took me so long to be like, all right, this is too thin, this is too thick. And then
Right.
you make these changes, you go, I'm such an idiot for not doing this the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you get up? I want to hear about your lifting. You went on set.
Lifting.
You tried to set.
Real
wait,
quick, cold shower. We did it.
Oh, yeah, we didn't get cold shower.
Cold shower. I'm sorry. So I love Wim Hof, by the way. I can't
He's a
even
fucking
remember
man.
how I started going down that path,
Yeah.
but now I start every morning, almost every morning, with like just a freezing cold shower.
How long?
Probably like 1.5 to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I do 2 minutes,
Nice.
2:15. And where are you letting the water hit you? Because
Yes, it's
Right
a great,
on your
specific
dick.
data. You know what I'm
Right on your
talking about?
dick.
anyone who's taking a cold shower knows that there's like you got to have your own strategy. So my way of doing it is I get in, I wash my face. My wife's got me on a skincare routine. I don't know if you can tell. And I go face first. So I go face and head first.
Yep.
I also think there's something to like a little cold water reinvigorates the scalp.
There's like a vagus nerve right here,
Oh, yeah, there we go.
portal. It fucking feels.
So I go head first. What do you do?
I'm going head first,
Yeah.
and then I'm trying
Like
to
this.
let it hit
Yep.
this part because they say the brown fat is located right
Oh,
here.
interesting.
So then I try and let it hit here, and then I'll bring it back up, and then it gets cold as shit. And then here is where the new area that I'm trying to desensitize.
Yeah.
So like I can breathe here, but then when I go have it on my actual face, I go, and then it goes back down. And then if it ever cascades and hit me at the top of my ass cheeks,
Yeah, game
I'm just
over.
like, ah!
Yeah. Same. I do the push up in, but but then sometimes it goes down the back, and then
The back's the worst for me.
The
back's the worst.
And sometimes I come out, and Alyssa and my nanny are there, and they're like,
What happened in there?
"No." But so a quick cold shower story. I was starting on it like 2 weeks ago or last week.
It's changed our lives.
Did it like 3 days, but I did like get a cold. Like they're like, your stress will be gone. You'll be like this, and I'm like, also you'll get sick.
So I would say there's been two things that have like noticeably changed in like my physiology. So I'm one of those people that always have like really cold feet, cold fingers. Like I just have terrible circulation. And I don't know if it's the cold showers or if it's like I actually do the Wim Hof breathing. Have you guys ever tried that?
Oh, I know it's crazy, but I don't know. Can you do it for us?
It's awesome. So it's like the one that I do, like if you download his app, I think it's just called like the Wim Hof method. It's basically, you're going to take like 30 breaths in, like, and you can do it at like a fast pace or a slow pace, but so that would be fast. Slow would be just kind of like a regular breathing cadence. And then you exhale on 30 and then you hold your breath. So it's like breath holding. So you're like building up a tolerance to, what is it? Carbon dioxide or nitrous oxide, whatever. So you do that and you do like 3 rounds of it. I don't know I don't know if it's that or the cold shower or some combination of the both, but like for the first time in my life, like my wife has commented like my feet are like warm, my hands are hot, like something has like improved my circulation.
That is dope.
It's crazy. Like, and I actually notice it now, but yeah, it's wild.
I did think the stress went down when I did it.
My stress went down. Like nothing can faze me, bro. Like nothing. Like I used to just have like the New Yorkie, like, I don't know, like being just upset at people on the train and shit. Or like I noticed like little things would be like, because when I'm working at home, I live in a 1-bedroom, and so like the living room is where I'm doing work.
Yeah,
and
it's all just commingled.
All coming at me at once, and I used to not act on them, but just have the thoughts in my head, and I would just be like, "What the fuck?"
Right?
Fuck?
Yeah, man.
And now the cold shower is taking that away. I don't have "what the fucking fuck" in my head at all.
Yeah,
I'm fucking the man.
Yeah, I think if you don't lift heavy and take cold showers, you're a bitch.
Yeah, man. I think that's pretty clear at this point.
But also, I think like that, like we naturally are like, raw, like that's what like dudes do. And if you don't, there's so many people in this country that don't do shit.
Oh man.
And like I feel that way after I lift, and even if I still look like shit, I'm like, all right, at least I lifted.
Can I tell you something that I've like thought about a lot now that I like have kids and now that I moved out of the city and like kind of live in like the country. I feel like people have just stopped taking into consideration that like maybe you want to be strong just to like save your life should you get put in a bad situation.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, well, I'm not really into working out. It's like, well, are you into like lifting a tree off of you or your leg? Like if your kid gets trapped under something heavy, are you into maybe getting that off of them?
Just lifting up your kid.
Well, yeah, dude.
Because when I lift him up and I go like, oh yeah, I did biceps last week. That was easy. Like he's getting heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Your kid seeing you at the beach. Like your kid wants to have a dad that's fit. You don't want to like
true.
a fat tub of shit dad is not the dad to be. You
No.
want to be fit.
I'm also like in protective mode.
Yeah.
I'm constantly like, well, what if someone tries to attack us? People are like, well, that's like a 1 in a million. It's like, yeah, but it does happen. And when you're that 1 in a million, like you're really going to wish you were prepared. Yeah. So I don't know. Like I like working out and it's great for stress, but I'm also just like, I feel like people.
The Russians are coming, bro.
Dude, someone's coming. Someone's coming.
Hold on. Let's roll Kenny's pull-up clip because you tried to set a world record by doing the most pull-ups with an 100-pound backpack on your back.
Yeah.
Who was the previous holder? Goggins? This seems like a Goggins.
So
thing.
Goggins holds a different record. Goggins held like the most body weight pull-ups in 24 hours, which I think has since been destroyed.
Oh wow.
No, I don't know who holds this now, but it was. You remember that wrestler from ASU, Anthony Robles, or the one-legged wrestler?
Yeah.
He's like gone and set a ton of these pull-up records.
Come on, he's got an advantage.
Dude, come on.
You can hop in a circle, but all right. So you didn't make it because they didn't count some of these reps, right? Which is so brutal, dude.
7,
yeah, so it's like a fine line.
What?
Well, how much did
for the leg movement?
They got me for the leg movement on a couple. And I don't know if this is the attempt that I thought I got it, but
how much?
Yeah,
did
so
you
it's
weigh?
like, so I was actually pretty heavy here. I was probably like 225, 230, probably 225. But like it was interesting because I was trying to, you'd obviously do better if you weighed less. But just as I was doing such heavyweight pull-ups, I just kept like packing on weight in my legs. Like everything was just getting bigger.
That's sick.
Yeah, because it's just like a fucking. it's creating so much growth hormone.
Yeah, I
It's
think
like,
so. I think so.
Nothing
actually-
tires me out
Well,
like
and so-
the pull up. I can do.
Yeah.
I can crush like 15 in the first set, and then it's
6.
vastly diminishing returns.
Yeah, and I am too heavy to do them, I think, because I used to do them and like I would do like 3, but I haven't even attempted because what would happen was set me back like a whole week. But I've been like a little bitch doing the weight assisted pull ups.
Not bad.
Dude, whatever.
And,
You gotta do what you gotta do.
And then when I was doing the hanging ab stuff we talked about before, I was like, what am I nuts? I got to do pull ups, man, because you feel the whole core when you're just
man.
on that bar. And I got the high one at my gym. So
Dude, pull-ups are, I mean, I only started doing that one because like the pandemic hit.
yeah.
And I was training for that charity decathlon that happens in New York. It's amazing, the D10.
That's where the best picture of all time taken from is
Oh,
that
yes.
when you turn and your bicep looks like a fucking quad. I've showed that picture to like a lot of people. I don't know why. I've just been on the street like that's my friend. And they're like, what? I'm like, I still got to tip you. How about that? You know.
It's all for charity.
But hold on, I want to know what you're. You know,
Well,
'cause
yeah,
then we got to get the clips. But I want to know what's your lifting like now? Like, is it?
I know, are you
Volume
rocking
wise,
injuries?
weight wise, what are you doing now? What did you find out that is the optimal way?
Yeah, so I think the optimal ways, and you're probably gonna hate this answer. I think it's different for everyone.
Yeah,
I
do hate
think
that answer.
for most, but here's I'll expand on that. I feel like most people, a lot of people are like, I just don't want to go to the gym. They're like, I'm not motivated. Like, so I think most people would benefit from like finding something you are interested in, even if it's fucking speed walking.
Yeah,
And
Do
like
it.
doing that,
Drinking.
Like, it's
Gambling.
yeah, gambling. Yeah, I like gambling too.
but I feel like more important than anything, and I feel like if you talk to elite trainers, guys who are working with some of the best people in the world or working with celebrities, they're like, the most important thing is consistency. They're like, I could create the most perfect workout plan for you. If you don't stick with it, if you go in and do it once or twice, it's not going to do anything. So even a shitty workout plan done consistently, you'll do so much better than if you like think that you have to do everything perfectly. So for me, right, like you were saying, I just love doing like powerlifting and explosive lifts. I think it's in part because like it's what I grew up doing for football. But I also just like it. Like I like how I feel afterwards. I like the way my body looks by training
like
that way.
Squatting, cleans, pull-ups.
Yeah, but you know what?
Rowing, barbell rowing.
Yeah, I like that.
You like heavy power blocks?
I love power blocks. So for me though, I have become more aware of like what's the trade-off. Like I'm not gonna sit there and back squat heavy. Because like, what's in it for me? Like the risk of like me blowing my back out.
Yeah.
There's like no counter benefit.
Yeah.
So for me, I'll do like a lot of, if I'm going to do squats, I'll do like single leg squats with like, my foot elevated, like a Bulgarian split squat. Bulgarian. Yeah. Or I'll do, I like deadlifts, but now I'm like, I don't need to do straight bar deadlifts. I'm not a CrossFit competitor or power lifter. Like I'll do hex bar deadlifts.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly like trying to do things that I like that are not going to like increase my risk of injury.
Are you doing barbell bench press or are you doing dumbbell?
Yeah, I do that because I love that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think it's like you got to lean into what you like.
So I haven't done that for years because of my neck and because also I did an AC joint separation. So I got on the dumbbells and now I just love dumbbell bench pressing. But
I love back squatting, but I tweaked my knee with it recently because I have like this hip mobility issue. And so it shifted all the way into my knee. And now I'm just like, fuck. Because it's going to just lightly bother me for like the next 3 months.
Yeah.
I'm going to split squat and then I'm going to have to like work up the courage to go again. I'm constantly deciding like, is it worth it? But
I got back on that, that like every time I go in the gym, I do a total core where I do like glute warm up, like ab glute, like the whole core.
Yeah.
It's like my 10 minutes to warm up.
That's pretty impressive.
And I just feel so much better. Like all the shit I used to do as an athlete, like one-legged, glute bridge.
Yeah.
And then like you don't even count that as your workout. Like that's just my warm up.
Yeah.
And then go lift heavy and leave. And like that's it.
And I find too, like I had this Spanish teacher in summer school.
Sounds hot.
Yeah. What happened?
He told me,
Even
Sounds
better.
hot.
no, I'm not faced.
What was his body like?
Ex-military guy, and I couldn't say it in Spanish if I tried, but he was always like, look, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Yeah.
And that like plays through my head daily. But I think like fitness is the same way. It's like if you just consistently stay on top of it, there's no getting back into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Become as you're getting older. Do you have any injuries that nag you?
You know what? My back will bother me. But I think a lot of that is more the result of like working in front of a computer.
Have you gotten into like mobility, like knees over toes guy shit?
Not quite, but like I am into like.
You know about knees over toes?
I know about that. What I would
We
say.
gotta get some clips. But yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yep. Yeah.
I would always like now. I would much rather reach for like an elastic band to do an exercise over a dumbbell. Like with the exception of the bench, I would way rather do something that's like single arm versus 2-arm. Because I just think like, you know, like there's some really, really interesting people that I've spoken to in the past who are like, look, like, you know, how many things in life do you really do with like 2 hands at the same time or 2 feet at the same time? Like very little.
Yes.
Like usually it's like one to the other.
The unilateral.
Yeah.
versus the
So
bilateral.
I like single leg stuff better than double leg stuff because like I don't need to like squat heavy, but I do want to like function well and be strong. So like those are the sorts of things now that I gravitate more towards.
Before we get to clips, I want to explain the shirt that we're wearing, my face on it. So when I got on ESPN, your lovely wife, Sonia, made these awesome
Gunter.
tank tops and passed them out to this big party of all football dudes. And they were all like, I'm not wearing that. And then like me and you and Sonia and Alyssa had them on. But I have like a bunch of these.
That's amazing.
I love them. And it was such a nice gift. We only got a couple more minutes,
Shout
so
out to
let's
Sonia.
get
Shout
to
out Sonia.
ultimate shout out. She is a fucking
My wife
example
is a freak
of
of
you
nature.
can have 3 kids.
Yeah, she's a beast.
Be fucking ripped like the next day.
Yeah, she's
The
an
next
animal.
day.
Well,
Literally,
if you
you're
stay
like,
ready. You don't have to get
Dude,
ready.
yeah.
When you that
There it
bounce
is.
back is real. You see it
Yeah.
with like the CrossFit moms. It's
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
but let's get to some clippies. All right, so this is some bullshit, I think.
Yes. Are you sure? 1,000,000%. That's why I'm here. All right, come here, Bryson.
This is Kenny. This is Kenny at work.
this is
guy
how I
is
want
Teach
to
yourself,
fuck
Raj,
you, dude.
and then I'm gonna tell you how to get it. Is that cool? Yeah. Okay. How old are you?
I'm turning 26 in July.
Wife, kids, anything like that?
Wife, no kids.
Okay. When I sit down at the kitchen table with my wife and my 3 kids,
So nervous.
my family is warmed by the security that their husband holds. Okay?
What?
When I walk into a
Not where I
room,
thought that was going.
I thought he was gonna be.
they know that I know. They don't know. They know that
Okay, well, that's good.
I'm the
And nothing else ever happens in there. He just
Dude, I love this art.
it's like when you think you're about to say something really profound on coke and then it never comes. So they know that I know they don't know, and I get that chicken and my wife has it on it.
He was doing Michael Scott.
Yeah.
Great call. Great
It
call.
was literally like, will you do it? And the guy's like, I'll do it. What is it? And he's like, woo, yeah, buddy, woo.
Yeah, he had me. And he lost me.
Yeah, you were so ready for something good.
I was just like, let's, because I
Because his body rules.
love that shit.
You were like, look at that guy's body. All right, this is one of the guys we're
Our
a fan.
boy,
Do you know this
Ryan
guy?
Fisher.
No, but he's about to
Ryan
melt fat.
Fisher. Yeah.
Okay.
Is my breakfast every single morning, and I truly believe
Yep,
that
I
if
had it
everyone
today.
switched to a breakfast
What's
like
going on
this,
with
you
the-
guys would be able to lose tons and tons
That's just
of
his
body
mic.
fat,
Oh.
literally
Yeah, I have those.
effortlessly.
I don't know
It's
how to
always
use them.
meat and it's always fruit, and it also tastes absolutely amazing.
You eat a lot of ground beef for breakfast?
Can't say I do.
No, I started doing it, and like I ate that, but I was steak instead of ground beef, and it's like feel awesome.
Can I make a recommendation? And
Of
this
course.
this is very much a plug. So my brother-in-law has an ostrich farm,
Ooh.
Briardale
Red
ostrich.
meat.
Yeah. Get that
Please,
ostrich.
please keep that in. Ostrich is red meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had it before.
More protein, low fat. It's amazing.
Hell yeah, I'm in. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm on
Actually,
Better
he's
for the
he's
planet.
about to start shipping.
I'm on that bison, so it's similar, right?
We'll
It's
get you- we'll get you
super
guys some.
lean.
Better for the planet. We're supposed to stop eating beef anyway.
Better for the planet. So you're eating beef in the morning, huh?
Not like all the time. I just started.
I
but,
eat beef 3 times a day. It's out of
Yeah, he
control
eats
right
3
now.
pounds of beef.
I'm
He just
eating
eats
like
bowls
the
of beef.
vertical diet, basically.
Interesting. Okay, what's that?
That's Stan Efforting, so it's what he uses for like fighters and stuff. But it's basically beef and rice. So carb, lean beef,
Yeah.
and then when you eat vegetables and fruits, they're supposed to be the low inflammatory kind.
Okay.
So
You
it's
feel like
just
is it working well?
it's something that I can stick to, that I know how, like when I'm bulking, it's great. When
Yeah.
I'm cutting, it's great. And I know exactly how many calories I'm getting. So I just kind of do it, and I don't get bored of
Yeah,
it.
it's super easy to eat a pound of meat and know like exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I'm getting my protein in for the day.
Yeah.
All right,
He's skeptical, but but also this is skinny his entire life.
Yeah.
Put it on muscle face. He can't relate to the fat guy issues.
What about like a beef omelet? If you just peel like beef and then whip up a couple eggs, fold it up,
and 2 eggs every morning.
Yeah, I have. I had that the other. I had eggs in my steak today too. So and I got rid of canola oil finally.
And my wife is Texan.
Using
so
canola
it's okay.
oil?
Yeah, canola oil is terrible.
Doing
Alyssa's on that Pam.
Crisco?
Yeah, no, spray it
But
with
she's
Pam.
Italian. She
So I
should be
said
just the olive oil.
So now we got the grapeseed oil or whatever. That's
is that better?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Costco has avocado oil spray, and
Yes.
there's no aerosol in it. It's and it's like $12. I've bought a pack. It's been a month. It's still heavy. The one of the tubes.
Yeah.
I use it every
this
day.
one's avocado and grapeseed. But yeah,
I'm intrigued.
all right, let's. So The Rock is, I think, one of the like biggest fitness frauds in the game.
Okay.
For a lot of reasons, but is it
He's
going to
not a
play?
fraud.
Or?
I mean,
I'll
he
listen.
puts
You
in
want
the
to look like
fucking
this in half the time? Stick around. I'll show you how to do it. First things first, he's anywhere between 6'2" to 6'5", depending on the information you read online, and he weighs anywhere between 240 to 270 pounds. He wakes up every day at 4 a.m. and crushes about 90 minutes of cardio, followed by 90 minutes of weight training, and he does this 6 days per week. He uses a traditional bro split, and this is an example of his leg day. He has 30 sets for legs in one
always
training
thought
session.
this.
This is the
It's
second
so
training session
redundant.
with another 30 sets. Ladies
Hack
and gentlemen,
squat
the
and back
absolute
squat
most
and
you should
front
train
squat.
your
It's like the
legs
same
every
move,
single
right?
week is around 20 to 22 sets tops.
Captivated.
Because he's overtraining by so much, this is why he gets injured all the time. There's been a lot of discussion about him having gyno surgery, which you can clearly see from this photo to this photo, which shows that he's been using performance-enhancing drugs.
I thought he admitted
Which is
it.
probably why
you
he
have,
trains
like,
so
breast
much,
tissue
on top of the
Okay.
fact that he truly loves it. But he
Look
would
at
look
him, he
so much
admitted
better
it.
if he trained a lot less.
Thoughts
better,
on this?
smarter
No,
way
that's
to train.
good. I always thought like he's just raging on social media. Like, I don't even know how you can lift for 90 minutes. Like, unless you're resting 5
can.
minutes between sets, and you're like,
He probably is.
I do like a lot of sets, and it's
Yeah.
an hour. If I'm going like a lot of sets, do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
No, I do.
He's going hack squat and back squat and goblet squat. It's like you're like,
He's like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I do feel like there's some people that are such freaks
yeah.
that like The Rock could be doing exactly what he says he's doing and getting the results that he is. I feel like
You're afraid to criticize him a little bit. That's
When he
I have
wants
a
to
bit.
become on the pod.
I have a bit.
Look,
I have a bit about this too.
oh,
I have a bit about how people are scared to talk shit about The Rock for some reason. They're like,
I'm not.
I'm in here.
I think there's so like so I kind of lived this like when I graduated high school I was probably 185 because I went like football, basketball to track, right? So I went 185. By the start of football season I was 205. Then I broke my collarbone. The next year I came back, I was like 217. So that's almost, I'm not that great at math. What is that? Like 32 pounds or something?
20 pounds? Yeah.
32 pounds.
32 pounds?
Yeah.
So that's like 32 pounds in like probably a year and a half.
How old
Yeah.
are you though?
Yeah. 19.
19.
Yeah, so
your testosterone just raging.
No,
But
but
he
I know,
takes
but
that
like
shit, so-
I then went 217 to 230,
Yeah.
and I can tell you flat out, like I never took anything other than just crushing it in the dining hall. And so I've always
Yeah.
felt like I very easily could have gone 230 to probably 250
Yeah.
if I kept trying to do that. You know what I mean? So I think there are some people that
But
can
I think-
just like their frame can carry the weight.
The takeaway of this is there's a point of diminishing returns, and the
Oh,
other guy,
100%.
the other guy I like to follow is a big like one set guy, which never feels like enough to me. But he's like,
Just
like,
do one set
and,
to
and there's a
failure.
lot.
That's-
There's a
I
lot
don't
of
like
data between the 1 set and the 3 set guys.
Have you seen what's it called? The X3 Dr. Jakovich. Fuck, why can't I remember anyone's name?
That guy, he does all the
He
bands
only
and shit.
does resistance
He's
bands.
fucking swole as shit.
Dude, he
Bald.
is swole as shit. But he's on the other end of the spectrum, and he's the epitome of like you shouldn't work out more than like 20 minutes a day
Yeah,
to get
and
the
no
sort of
weight.
result. If like your concern is
Yeah.
like being strong and looking good,
Yeah.
because it's like exactly he's more focused on like what does it take to actually make muscle grow and burn fat,
Yeah.
versus like how many
Yeah, I think he does this
Yeah.
sometimes.
I
and then
listen
he
to-
say, yeah, like it's that Kobe clip where he's like, you get up at 4 and you train, then you go home, you eat your breakfast. Now you're back at 7. Now you're back at 11, and then plus you're back at 3. Now I train for 8 hours. I'm like, you can't do that on a basketball court. Like, and maybe you did that one time, and like some of that was in a pool, and some of it was like.
I know. I think Kobe did do that, and that's why
I don't think he did it every day.
His Achilles up massively.
Right. True.
And had like Kobe versus LeBron, the latter half of their career. And you take LeBron's way of taking care of his body all day. The Rock is hurt all the time.
I think LeBron's on that.
Is the Rock hurt all the time?
Stuff? Yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think
EPO.
Again. I think I would not be surprised if I found out that he did everything by the book, and it's a combination of like, you know, an exceptional athlete that already has such a genetic advantage, and then he is literally just like preparing and recovering to the best, you know.
Maybe. The last time we thought that, it was Lance Armstrong. And ask Sheryl Crow how that turned out. Okay. Now, do we have any more clips? Because I know we're running up against it. Oh, that's it. Wait, is there anything else I wanted? So we want to plug your podcast. We'll put it right here on the bottom here. The Professional Athlete with Ken Gunter.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And what else? You want to plug anything else?
Nothing to plug at this. If you have me back in the future, maybe I'll have some stuff to plug. But for right now,
of course you will.
I'm in stealth. I'm in
Next
stealth
time
mode.
we're going shirtless.
I would be an honor.
The third boner brother.
So wait, what is the what's like the end date? Is there a set time limit?
So
I know reunions is coming up.
Yeah, that was it kind of. So we have about 4 weeks, and we do have to like put this out to the world. But the end of it is in 4 weeks, and I'm hoping I get to like 15 pounds. Yeah. But then the show will go on, and I want to keep going this time.
What's the target? What were you at when you were playing? Remind me.
Okay,
in college.
So I played at 225, 215, and 235 various seasons. 235, I was 7%
235 is
body fat.
a big guy. How tall are you actually? I know
I'm
this
like 6'7". I am
like 6'5". Right.
So, but like 235, I was in like unbelievable shape.
Yeah. You're just a big built guy.
If I got to 250, people started losing their mind. The last time I was below 260, people lost their fucking, oh my God. And I'm like, bitch, I'm still 25 up from when I used to play. So that's the goal, is just to keep going down.
250, I think, like the goal here is like, hey man, you fucked up your neck, you have a bad hip, and you tore your Achilles. Like, it's enough.
That's
right?
true.
We are 250 and under
blaming?
for like.
Victim blaming me?
No,
Yeah.
we want you to never have a bad injury like that again. And one way that we can make life better is to be 250 and under for life.
Correct. I agree.
Because you deserve that.
I agree. Thank you, man. Thank you. Well, thanks, Ken Gunter.
Can I get in the Whoop group?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
right
Adam the Boner Boys, and we will we'll see how we do recovering. All right.
Well, thank you for having me.
That's it.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Cut it.